Alex Becker just published his video on the top altcoins to go into the bull run of 2025. We have to figure out which are the ones that really have the potential out there and which are the ones we have to figure out. Today we are finding out which have the potential to reach 5 to 50x's in 2025 and which are the ones to stay away from. Some of the picks he shared are actual garbage that are really not worth investing in this stage. But some of the picks he mentioned are true gems. We will focus on them today, highlighting the potential for access and the reason behind them, because the most important thing in this market is conviction. Without further ado, let's start. Two things I can promise you in this video today. We also won't be going through large caps. This is not what we are doing currently at this video today. Large caps, you can only make money if you have a very sizable amount of money or if you're playing with leverage in this market currently. Right now, the conditions to play with leverage are not that great. Since when the fuck did 99.9% of projects in crypto need a token? We're trading Ponzi schemes. Did you not know this? It's a very interesting thing. It's essentially the opinion of Alex Becker on AI agents at this stage, and it's truly the case. Not all of the projects in crypto need a token in the first place. A token essentially is a tool for the founders of the project to make money. If they wanted to develop some revolution technology, they would not have the token. So from this point of view, we are trading Ponzi's here, and you should carefully understand this. There is AI and the rest, now sitting at 70% market share. Absolute domination by AI out there. And alts that would actually be going through currently, the list of Alex Becker, the best gems that he mentioned in his video, they are also, all of them are AI altcoins. Despite the fact that locally I do think they kind of performed already, and we probably should be focusing on the sectors that did not pump yet, but still they will have a very nice price action going into the year. First on the list is ZKML. Let's hear what Alex has to say about it.
But if we keep going down, coins like VRA, ZKML, etc. are just going to go wild.
Let's find out, are they actually going to go wild? Are they actually worth investing? And why he's sharing the things that he is sharing. ZKML is a protocol dedicated to creating a future where data ownership is a right and privacy is embedded by design for everyone everywhere. One of the reasons these large consumer-facing companies are worth billions is because they're selling your data. When you're making purchases, they're selling these to companies like Google and others so they can set up their marketing and their ads better. This thing claims to democratize this part of data out there. Imagine you would be able to make money just for sharing the data that you have in different applications based on your usage, based on what type of habits you essentially have when you're using different products. ZKML claims to exactly be doing this. ZKML, I like this one. No hype from shady KOLs and barely any selling pressure. The tech is generally interesting. Quick thread below. It's definitely interesting to check out the chart. Chart looks like it just started to expand. We've seen a local top around March, as on the most of alts out there, but we did not see yet ZKML going to the highs of this local top and going above. And as mentioned, all altcoins, they have the same chart. They all will be repeating the chart pattern of Dogecoin at least, and obviously the chart pattern of BTC as well, which means they're going to the previous all-time high and they're making at least 2x from there, probably much more, just because of the fact that these alts, the market cap is way lower than the market cap of something like Dogecoin, which exactly did a 2x from the local highs of this cycle. $35 million market cap at this stage. FDV is pretty much similar, so you can expect not to be dumped on by VCs and early insiders. Although I do think Alex has some coins himself 100%. This is the weekly chart of ZKML. It is definitely lagging behind other AI coins currently, which means that there is a possibility it will be receiving liquidity inflows out of other AI coins, right? And essentially will be breaking through the previous all-time high. Setup looks quite nicely right now. Next thing on the list that Alex also mentioned in his video is Veracity. Veracity is actually a project from old cycle, from the previous cycle. It was hyping quite nicely, and if you can check, like price-wise, it's many axes below the levels that it was able to reach in the previous market. As you can see, the current price of the token is way below the price of the coin in the previous cycle. As you can see, the market cap is $50 million at this stage, but fully diluted valuation is 10 times more. And the question you might ask, but Stan, this thing is for so much time on the marketplace already. Did early insiders and investors have the time to actually receive all of the coins. Why FDV is 10 times larger? I have a response to that. With all the projects, sometimes what is happening is that they're running out of money and they're looking to raise some more money as well, but they still have the coins. So what is happening? They're giving a certain chunk of the coins to the VCs in exchange of investment, and this chunk essentially becomes new vesting supply out there. So they are recreating their FDV situation. This is something that is happening with a bunch of older projects out there. Probably it's a great thing because it means that project is still looking for money to develop, to essentially improve things for the projects and for the holders of the project as well. Unfortunate situation in comparison is that obviously people who will be buying currently, they have a chance to be dumped on by early insiders and VCs on this project. Veracity is a blockchain ecosystem for trusted digital ads and payments featuring Vera Wallet and Vera Views for secure transactions and fraud prevention. Here is a very interesting chart. I was showing this type of charts for BTC and Ethereum, and they're definitely following this chart. Some of the coins of previous cycles, like XRP for example, no one thought it would essentially be following these type of charts, but they seem to be following them, which is absolutely crazy. Following this chart, Veracity should have 42 axes to go up from here. I'm not sure about that, but the fact that Alex Becker mentions it, it's like a signal. You need to understand what type of signals. It's like with a girl on a date. You need to understand what type of signals she's actually sending you. Here, Alex sending you this signal. The project got re-injection of VC money. The project probably got Alex Becker hired as marketing advisor. Alex Becker will probably continue to push this project into his audience. It's also another older project. It has a bunch of holders from previous cycle as well. There are some other gaming influencers who are essentially into this thing and were mentioning this thing back around winter of the last year. So if you want to bet on this, if you want to essentially bet on influencers pumping the bags and you making some in the process as well, this might be a nice choice. Veracity has completed a burn of 50 million Veracity tokens as the first Q4 quarterly burn to kick off the festive season. These represent $400,000 at the time of burning and brings out total burns to the date to 293 million, which is around $2 million. Very nice information that essentially they're burning tokens, they're getting it out of the supply. And some information from Alex.
Like Palm, Hash. I think Hash will actually be listed as well. That's a big one that's been listed a lot. But if we keep going down, coins like VRA, ZKML, etc. are just going to go wild. And what we're going to be seeing is what we've been seeing in a lot of new AI coins hitting the market. Now, for example, Vertical AI, we pointed that out about...
Essentially, he's saying that there is a chance for Veracity to list on a bunch of new exchanges, although it's already on Bybit, it's on OKX, it's on BitGet. So essentially, speculation here that it should be getting listed on large exchanges out there, such as Binance and Coinbase. We can also see it's actually available on Leverage. So overall, I think if you want to bet on an older project with older cultish community from previous cycle that got re-injected with VC funds, with influencers like Alex Becker probably pumping his bags moving further into the cycle, this might be a pretty nice pick. The market cap is quite low, even for leverage wise actually, it's quite a nice pick. Altcoin number 3 is actually 0x0. Around this one, I can say that this is just the best influencer altcoin that Crypto got John and people around Alex Becker, they just love to push this thing. I think no one knows what does it do in the first place. The price just goes up. No one cares. It's at $300 million market cap currently. It's also quite interesting that it has quite a nice liquidity on the DEX, which might introduce the speculation that with the pumpage of Ethereum, this thing would be actually quite reflective to the pumpage of Ethereum because it's essentially paired to Ethereum in the first place. Alex Becker being bullish on 0x0 to 1 billion first, he just says yes. This thing, to be honest, should be reaching 1 billion out there. It prints exactly the same chart. You can see this local high at March. We tapped it as we did on many coins out there. We get huge rejection right here, which is a great thing for us right now because it means that through our second attempt, we won't be getting rejected heavily. Through our second attempt, we will most likely just break through and go higher from there. This is something that should be happening because we already have reacted from this global level right here. So this was obviously the generational entry point, but as a nice larger cap hold might be quite nice. Alex Becker and Crypto John, people around him, they will definitely continue to push this thing higher into the cycle. This is the weekly chart as well. Looks a lot like a bunch of AI plays out there, quite similar from the setup point of view. Becker anticipating a big listing coming for 0x0. I tend to believe him.
The other one in this area is going to be 0x0. This is a really good trifecta. These three right here would definitely be the ones to get listed. These have enough time in the market and they're old enough that they're not some new coin that's being slapped up on Binance. And so those three right there are just going to be really solid mid-cap BICs.
I kind of agree with this one. You just have to understand that these influencers, they bought these tokens way earlier. Therefore, there's nothing wrong about this. You just have to understand what type of access they will be exposed to and what type of access you will be exposed to. Consistent, conservative 3x from here, it's nice. And speaking of the time frame, speaking of the chance to multiply your money over the course of quite certain time frame, I think 3x on 0x0 should be happening in less than 6 months. It's quite nice. It's like almost free money out there if obviously market won't go to absolute zero. Now this one is quite interesting. This is Talbot, which is a DEX on Tau ecosystem. Essentially with DEX you can exchange different coins, different tokens, and you can think of DEX as a casino out there. All your coins are chips and DEX is essentially something that helps you to exchange them. So if you want to have exposure to a certain ecosystem, it's always wise to be buying the DEX out there. Had a crazy run up, absolute crazy run up from the end of November, since somewhere around 5 million in market cap till currently 60 million in market cap. It's almost like a 14x out there. I won't be suggesting to be buying this currently, but it was a very, very nice call from Becker because it definitely pumped from it yesterday. Even yesterday it did 50%. I do think that people who are buying right here, they're probably taking profits somewhere around these levels, and we might be seeing a certain consolidation happening for this coin out there. It's just based on how Tau coin itself will be doing in the marketplace and how the AI ecosystem will continue to grow. We have a very, very similar example with Cetus and Sui out there, and Cetus is at $250 million market cap. Obviously the market cap of Sui is larger than the market cap of Tau, but I do think dynamic wise it should be similar type of dynamic. If you want to have exposure to AI ecosystem but you want to be buying into larger coins out there, Tau bot might be pretty nice. After some time to probably go to correction right here, probably get deviation of the range and essentially go back higher. Talbot, Alex, I'm confident Talbot will dominate as Bitensor leading DEX. Talbot ran from my initial buy zone and 2 million market cap to 60 million currently. It's very important to actually take a look on what people that were buying at the lows think about this thing, because they were able to spot the opportunity at the first, they were able to hold, and they definitely have a lot of value, because in order to be able to hold for all this time, you have to have a lot of conviction in your coin, you have to have a lot of ecosystem knowledge, probably have to know some team members, essentially have spoken to them in the Discord and on X. Yielded a 30x. Chart shows signs of weakness, pointing now at possible short-term correction. Sold half of my position earlier today. Will rebuy more if it comes lower a bit. I honestly do also think that short-term it should be going on the correction from here. Talbot is showing insane strength. Crazy how many of you didn't even notice this project while it's been breaking highs after highs. Even if you guys ate my last post, it's a straight 2x from here. This is why actually this video is important, is because I'm showing you the picks and I'm showing what I think has a nice entry point at this stage, what is the potential, and what I think you should not be buying currently. Just wait. Obviously, if you're a long-term investor, if you want to get into long-term bags of Talbot, you can be doing this as well. At this stage, I would probably look in the first two picks, especially ZKML looks quite nice. It's also the coin of the new cycle. If we will have the meta of all the coins coming back, veracity is quite nice, and the fact that you can actually loan it, right? 0x0 is a mid-term conservative play if you would want to get into it, and this one, Talbot, is just something new. It's pumped like crazy just recently, so I would be quite cautious with this one. And we are moving further into the last pick that we have on the list. Here's something interesting I wanted to show on Altura chart. You can see that we had this level of March highs and we already broke through this level. In comparison to the things that we've seen on 0x0, we had this level as a rejection, as a huge resistance. We rejected from this level. Here we broke through it. We only saw a 30% correction, which definitely shows a great strength on the project, because range of majors like even Solana and Ethereum, some of them, they corrected even more than 30%, which is crazy. And since this low right here, we're already up. We're almost at the same levels as recent local highs. Very, very strong coin. Part of the reason is because it's not yet available on perpetuals on a bunch of exchanges, right? But this is a great narrative to have because it will probably get listed on Binance and others because it's a BNB coin in the first place. Alex Becker will definitely continue to show this thing moving further as well. And I do think from risk-reward point of view, from just making a nice amount of money at this cycle and sleeping nicely, not caring about the stuff that is happening out there, this peak is a very, very nice one. So to sum up the whole thing, I do think that Altura is the safest from risk reward. ZKML is definitely a degenerate one, although it will probably yield nicely. Veracity I do kind of like, especially if you would be able to find a nice entry on leverage and just hold it, because we definitely will have the return of this meta of all the coins coming back. 0x0, all right, nice. Might be doing 3x short term. So with a large amount of money, if you're just not very, very active in the marketplace, you can be buying into this as well. Talbot, I would say that it will probably be correcting short term. So just be careful with this one, right? And understand that it might underperform in comparison to other coins out there. Thank you very much. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Maybe I missed any coin from Alex Becker listed to actually hold and lag, and I should, based on your opinion, talk about this coin in my next videos as well. Thank you very much for watching this one. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Stay healthy and rich. Bye bye.